It's your boy Todd with the Anime Way, and I'm here with
Blvck Bulmaa.
And today we're going to go over a few questions that are special and near to dear to Bulmaa regarding her Jonin base community, because we see them everywhere out here at DreamCon 2025. For those who don't know, this is her first time at Dream, and also her first time really getting to be able to see those supporters who actually show her love day-to-day basis. So the first question for you is, what inspired you to focus your anime content specifically on Dragon Ball, the series, and how do you keep your voice unique in such a saturated space?
So the reason why I decided to center my content around Dragon Ball is, of course, I'm a Dragon Ball fan. I didn't grow up with Dragon Ball being my favorite. It became like more of a favorite when I got older. And I just saw how amazing Dragon Ball Super was and how much it kind of like impacted just like fiction and how amazing Goku was in the Tournament of Power. So, and then after that, it kind of made me go into reading the manga, and the manga was absolutely amazing. So after that, I just decided to talk about it, and with Goku being my favorite anime character, it was just like, you know, it was a synchronization. So I just kind of loved it. It's really fun. And the community as well kind of makes me a little bit more comfortable. And I feel like I'm unique. I'm already unique in the presence of the anime community because I'm a Black woman talking about Dragon Ball. It's not really a lot of Black women who specifically talk about Dragon Ball like I do. So I feel like that's what kind of makes me unique. But I've always tried to stir away from the crowd of what I'm used to seeing. So that's the reason why I feel like that's how I can kind of keep it as unique as possible. So that way, when I do post or when people see my content, they know like that's Blvck Bulmaa.
Respectfully. Thank you for actually saying that. And also you touched based on a question that we'll get to later on. Say, as a content creator in a male-dominated niche, how do you navigate and establish credibility when discussing deep lore, power scaling in the Dragon Ball series?
So, being a Dragon Ball content creator, I've really learned what competition is, because my competition is a lot of males. But as I've grown, what I used to see as competition, they're more like allies. I've had people who've made Dragon Ball content for years who have helped me and shaped me into who I am today. So it's never really like I feel like I'm the oddball out being a woman in a male-dominated space. I just kind of just talk about Dragon Ball. I never think of like, okay, I'm a girl talking about Dragon Ball. You know what I mean? It's just like, I just have fun, and the people around me just have fun. You know what I mean? I'm not really like thinking it's a competition or anything like that. I just enjoy the show and talk about it. Respectfully.
And that also kind of leads into our next question. Have you faced any challenges or pushback from the community due to your identity or perspective, and how have you overcome it if you have?
I do get pushback sometimes because it's not even just me. I'm not unique in that nature. It's really like just the anime space makes women feel like we don't know much about anime. You know what I mean? They think that we kind of just do it for fan service or just try to get likes or attention and things like that. I don't really pay too much attention to that because a lot of people don't know behind the scenes. I study Dragon Ball. I probably know more about Dragon Ball than I did like my years in high school and college. So just knowing that and my knowledge of it is really just like the point of just being able to be with my fans and talk about it and just kind of have fun and be unique in a way where people can relate to me, but I also want to be inspirational to others to know that if I can do it, they can too.
Respectfully. Thank you for sharing that. The next question is, how do you balance catering the hardcore Dragon Ball fans while also making content accessible and casual viewers understand?
Yeah, that's a challenge because you have the, what do I call them? They're like the, they know a lot about Dragon, more than I do. And my content is never supposed to be, it's supposed to be educational, but I want it to be fun. You know what I mean? I want it to be something like, when people see my content, it's fun. It's not serious. It's not like I'm trying to do like, you know, this is this, that is that. So my point of, and I don't really try to satisfy people who try to fact check me about Dragon Ball. I really just have fun and I make my content my own, as well as educating people who haven't watched Dragon Ball in such a long time. I've had people tell me like, yeah, I haven't seen Dragon Ball since I was little. You made me want to go
watch it again.
Yeah, watch it again, right?
Yeah.
So that's really the core part of it. I have some, really hardcore Dragon Ball fans who are kind of like too into it, who basically kind of come to me and be like, oh, this was wrong, that was, and I just be like, you know what, make your own page then, honey, because I don't have time for that. I sit and I have fun with my fans, and you know what I mean? That's all that matters.
And I like that. Letting them know if they want to do that, put themselves in the space that you're in.
Pretty much.
I like that. What roles does authenticity play in your content, like your originality? Mm-hmm. What makes you as you're doing debates in the Dragon Ball fandom?
I feel like authenticity is for any creator should be like a top priority, because perception that you give to somebody online should be the same perception as they get in person. It's really hard to continue to fake something, and I never really try to put that into my content, because as I've told any content creator or any friend of mine who makes content, it's all about having fun. If you're not having fun, and if you're having fun, you're automatically authentic. If you try to make content creating complicated, or you feel like if you start doing it, it's like a job, it becomes more stressful and strenuous than it is. You trying to be authentically yourself.
Yes.
and just have fun. So that's why when I make my content, I make it because that's why I said I love my fans. I really do. I love my supporters. But when I make my content, I always make sure, do I like it, not do they like it? Because I feel like I can't be authentically myself if I'm focused on, okay, well, this person didn't like the way I did this. This person didn't like the way I did that. So everything that you always see when it comes to Blvck Bulmaa is all from my mind, not from the influence of anybody else.
That is a great standpoint. And I feel like a lot of people need to actually segue into that type of mentality. The content you create has to be the content you enjoy.
Right.
And I heard this recently. So, yes.
Of course.
How do you stay consistent and inspired when creating content around long-running series that has been multiple arcs, spin-offs, and fan arcs?
Well, that's the fun thing. I get that question a lot. A lot of people ask me, how do I continue to make Dragon Ball content every day, especially since the anime is like on such a hiatus. Dragon Ball is so full of lore. It's so full of lore, what ifs, and because I love the series, so that's the core of it. Just me loving the Dragon Ball series so much. Truthfully, you know what I mean? It's really not that hard to sit and make content. So ideas are always popping out of my head, literally. Like I'll have an idea that I'll come up with, and then I'll just make it. And sometimes I'll make things and I'm like, y'all ain't gonna mess with this. And then I post it, and then that should be like 9,000 likes. I'll be like, okay, well, y'all like that. So it really just be my ideas that pop up when I read things, or when I see things, or when I'm watching something, and it makes me want to just, like, if I like it, I wonder if they gonna like it. And then I post it, and then, we all interact. That'd be the best feeling. Like when I'm making like such an original post, and I post it, and they just sit and they love it. The comment, I be seeing people debating each other. I'm like, I just started this, so that's amazing.
You definitely start wars out in the community. I will say that.
I do.
Being your own inspiration is amazing.
Yeah.
What advice would you give to other creators, especially those for underrepresenting groups in the community, who want to break into the anime content creation centered on iconic franchises like Dragon Ball?
As I always said, the first thing I will always say is make sure you're having fun. I say that all the time. Some people tell you, oh, just post every day, stay consistent. I think the core of being any type of content creator, specifically with anime, because anime is always going to be fun, especially if you're talking about your favorite anime and you want to be a content creator talking about your favorite anime, you got to love it, number one. And you just got to have fun. If you're having fun, then, and I feel like there's an audience for everything. Yes. Like you might start off slow, you might not get the likes or the views or the comments you might get, but trust me, like as someone who was working on content for like probably hours, and I used to post and get like 20 likes. Everyone starts from 1 like, 1 follower, and then you eventually get to the 100,000s and even to the millions. So I just say start, have fun, and of course be consistent, and don't be afraid to take risks. Like don't stay in a bubble. Also, don't hesitate to work with other people. For a long time, I did kind of think I needed to be solo, but I got some great advice from a lot of people who kind of helped me to be where I am. So I would say that, have fun and, just do you. Be your authentic self, pretty much.
This was amazing. Everything that was shared here today was original, much like Blvck Bulmaa herself. And for those who haven't followed her, make sure to check her out. Her platform handles will be left down below. Would you have anything to add on before we end today's interview?
No, this was definitely amazing. I hope that even if I helped at least one person, I just want to see more people that look like me with my skin tone. Just kind of branch out. Content creating is such a huge world, and you can pretty much do anything with it as long as you put your mind to it. So if I can inspire just one person to just want to get up, make content, explore your creativity, and have fun, I hope that I can do that with my page. And always reach out to me if you ever need any ideas on what apps or anything you need to do. I'm just like one email away, I promise.
That is how we end it. Thank y'all for y'all time. Have a great one.